Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about one of the most powerful forces in your life: action. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Your future starts today. You see, the key to shaping your destiny lies in what you decide to do today. Let me tell you, waiting for the perfect moment is nothing more than a trick your mind plays on you. That moment will never come until you create it with your actions. It's so easy to get caught up in the thinking and the planning and the dreaming, but let me tell you something: action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. If you want to see results in your life, you must take action today, not next year, not when you feel ready, not when the stars align. Start now. Your future is not going to wait for you to make up your mind. Your dreams won't wait for the right time. If you want to make things happen, you have to do something about it today. Think about this: every single action you take today is a seed you're planting for your tomorrow. You want a garden of success? Start planting those seeds today. And I know some of you are sitting there thinking, but I'm not ready yet. Listen, I'm not prepared, I'm not qualified, I'm not where I need to be. Listen to me: if you wait until you feel ready, you'll wait your whole life away. Stop thinking that perfection is a requirement. There's no such thing as perfect timing. You're never going to have it all figured out before you start. That's why the first step is always the hardest. But you know what? The hardest part is just getting started. You have power inside of you right now. You have everything you need to start. All you have to do is make the decision. Today, right now, make a decision that you're going to take that step. Don't let your doubts and fears keep you from moving forward. You're stronger than you think. Your future is waiting for you to show up. Listen, life is not just about surviving, it's about thriving, it's about stepping up, it's about showing the world what you're made of. You cannot be afraid of your own greatness, and you cannot let your past define who you are going to be. Your past has nothing to do with the power that's available to you right now. So I'm telling you today, take action. Don't procrastinate. Don't second guess yourself. Don't wait for the world to give you permission. Stand up, step out, and go after your dreams. The world needs you, and the best time to start creating the life you deserve is right now. Remember, your future is not some distant event. It's happening right now. Today is the day that marks the beginning of your greatness. Take action today, and I promise you, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. Your future starts today, and it begins with the decisions you make right now. Far too often, people find themselves stuck, waiting for the perfect time, or looking for the ideal conditions to act on their dreams and aspirations. But the truth is, today is the perfect time. The future you're dreaming of doesn't begin next week or next year. It starts with the choices you make in this very moment. The power to create your future lies in what you do today. We all know that life moves fast, and before you know it, months or even years have passed by without any significant change. You may look at your life and feel frustrated because it doesn't look the way you imagined it would. You may find yourself wondering, how did I get here? Or why haven't I achieved what I set out to do? And the answer often boils down to one thing: you didn't take action when you had the chance. I'm here to tell you that the only thing standing between you and the future you want is action. Every dream you have, every goal you set, and every vision you can imagine is within your reach, but it requires you to do something today. It's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking that there's always all this time to act later. But if you continue to postpone taking action, you'll find yourself looking back at opportunities that passed you by, and that's a tough place to be. Your future isn't just going to show up on its own. It's not going to knock on your door and hand you everything you've ever wanted. No. It's something you have to claim for yourself, and that claiming begins with the decisions you make right now. You have within you everything you need to take the next step forward. The resources, the intelligence, the determination is all inside you, waiting to be unlocked. But it doesn't unlock itself. You have to step into it by taking the first step today. Understand this: your future isn't some far-off event. It's not something you have to wait for. It's being shaped by the choices you make in every moment, and the action you take is the single most powerful thing that will determine the life you will live. So stop waiting for a better time or perfect circumstances, because those are just excuses. If you want something different in your life, you have to create it yourself, and you can start doing that today. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you want to become, the life you want to live, and the dreams you want to fulfill. Don't let the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown, or the fear of making a mistake hold you back. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who are willing to take risks, to make bold moves, and to act in the face of uncertainty. It's not about having everything figured out before you start. It's about being willing to start even when you don't have it all figured out. Look at successful people around you. They all started somewhere. They weren't born with everything they needed to succeed. They didn't have all the answers, and they didn't have the perfect roadmap to follow. But they decided to take action. They took that first step when it didn't seem perfect, when the path wasn't clear, and when doubt clouded their minds. And that action, no matter how imperfect, led them to success. That's the magic of taking action. It keeps you moving forward. And with every action you take, you learn, you grow, and you get one step closer to the person you're meant to be. So ask yourself today, what is one thing I can do today that will move me closer to my future? It doesn't have to be a massive leap, but it must be a step. It could be picking up the phone, writing the first sentence of a book, starting a savings plan, or signing up for a course that excites you. The important thing is that you act, because every day that you delay is a day your future slips further away. Don't let that happen. Don't let the days go by without taking action. There will always be reasons to put things off. There will always be obstacles, challenges, and setbacks along the way. But those are just part of the journey. You are stronger than any obstacle you face. You have the power to overcome every challenge. But none of that will matter if you don't take action today. Let today be the day you make a decision. Make a decision to take action, to move forward, and to commit to your future. Your dreams are waiting for you, and they're closer than you think. But you must take action to get there. Your future begins now, so don't wait any longer. Step into your greatness today. Action is the bridge that connects where you are right now to where you want to be. Without it, all the dreams, all the goals, and all the plans you have in your mind are nothing more than fantasies. You can dream all you want, you can set all the goals you can imagine, but if you don't act, nothing will ever change. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of success, to imagine the life you want, to think about all the things you could accomplish. But dreams are only powerful when they are paired with action. Without action, your dreams are like seeds that never get planted. They might have potential, but they will remain dormant until you take the first step. You can sit back and wait for things to happen, but they won't happen until you decide to move. And this is where action becomes the key. It's not enough to just think about your goals. It's not enough to sit back and wait for life to hand you opportunities. Life doesn't work that way. Success is not handed out to those who wait. Success belongs to those who take bold, decisive action to create the life they want. Too often people get stuck in a cycle of planning and preparation, thinking that they need to have everything figured out before they begin. But that's a dangerous mindset. There's no such thing as the perfect time to start. There will always be something you don't know, something you're unsure about, or something you're worried about. And that's okay. The key is to start. Take that first step and trust that the rest will unfold as you go. Every action you take brings you closer to where you want to be. It's like crossing a bridge. Each step you take is one step closer to your destination. But you can't get across that bridge without taking the first step. The bridge that connects you to your dreams is built by your actions. Every time you act, you lay down another piece of that bridge. When you keep moving forward, when you keep taking action, that bridge becomes stronger and more solid. The more action you take, the more momentum you build. And with momentum, progress is inevitable. The truth is, most people fail not because they lack the potential to succeed, but because they fail to act. They get stuck in analysis paralysis, trying to plan out every detail, trying to wait for the right time, or waiting for the stars to align. But waiting for everything to be perfect is a trap. Perfection will never come. There will never be a moment when you have everything figured out. There will always be risks, uncertainties, and challenges. But those are the things that make success worth pursuing. Action helps you move through those challenges. It gives you the courage to face the unknown and the power to keep going when things get tough. Every step you take in the face of uncertainty builds confidence and resilience. It makes you stronger, wiser, and more capable, handling whatever comes your way. Action is the only way to turn your goals into reality. It's the bridge between what you envision for your life and what you actually experience. If you want to change your life, you have to do something about it. Don't wait for the perfect moment to act. The moment is now. The time to create the future you desire is today. Every decision you make today is shaping your future. The action you take today is what will bring your dreams to life. Think about where you want to be a year from now, or 5 years from now. Well, you want to be further along on your journey. Do you want to be closer to achieving your goals? The only way to get there is by acting today. It's easy to make excuses. It's easy to let fear and doubt take over. But that will only keep you stuck where you are. Action is what breaks the chains that hold you back. It's what allows you to break free from fear, doubt, and procrastination. It's the force that propels you forward, even when you don't feel like moving. Every action, no matter how small, moves you closer to your dreams. Don't underestimate the power of small steps. Success isn't a giant leap, it's a series of small, consistent actions that add over time. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. You don't need to know every step of the journey. All you need to do is act. Take that first step and then take another and another. Keep moving forward, and you'll find that the bridge to your dreams starts to form beneath your feet. Your actions create the foundation for the life you want. The more you act, the stronger the foundation becomes, and the closer you get to your destination. So, take a moment to ask yourself, what action can I take today that will bring me closer to my dreams? Whether it's making a phone call, sending an email, starting a project, or simply writing down your goals, every action counts. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Don't let fear or uncertainty hold you back. Take that first step today and watch as the bridge to your future begins to unfold right in front of you. Don't wait for the perfect moment. There's no such thing as perfect timing. Waiting for it only delays your dreams. This is a truth that many people fail to recognize. We spend so much of our lives waiting for things to align perfectly before we take action. We think we need the right amount of experience, the right resources, or the perfect conditions to make our move. We wait for the stars to align or for everything to fall into place before we make a decision. But in reality, perfect timing is a myth. The only thing that's certain is the present moment. We often convince ourselves that there's a better time to start, or time when we'll feel more ready, more confident, or more prepared. But if we keep waiting for the ideal moment, we end up missing out on countless opportunities. Time keeps moving forward, whether we act or not. And while we're waiting for everything to be perfect, life is passing us by. The truth is, if you wait for perfect timing, you might be waiting forever. Every successful person you admire didn't wait for the perfect moment. They made the choice to take action even when things were uncertain. They didn't have all the answers, they didn't have everything in place, and they didn't wait for the perfect set of circumstances. What they did was decide to take the leap, despite the fear, despite the doubts, and despite the unknowns. Action, not perfection, is the key to success. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that we need everything to be just right before we take a step forward. But the reality is, waiting for perfect timing often leads to procrastination and missed opportunities. Every moment you spend waiting for the right time is a moment you could be using to move forward, to learn, to grow, and to take steps toward your dreams. The longer you wait, the more you distance yourself from the life you want to create. You might think that waiting for the perfect moment is a way of being careful, of being prudent, but in truth it's just fear in disguise. We fear failure, we fear mistakes, and we fear not being ready. But let me tell you, waiting for the perfect moment won't make you less afraid. It won't make you more prepared or more capable. What it will do is keep you stuck in the same place, holding you back from the very things you want to achieve. Taking action, even when things aren't perfect, is what will help you grow, learn, and improve. Mistakes will happen, failures will come, but that's how you learn and grow. You'll never know what you're capable of until you try. And guess what? You won't get everything right on the first try, and that's okay. Perfection is an unrealistic goal, and chasing it will only delay your progress. The only way to truly move forward is to embrace imperfection and take that first step, even if you're unsure of what lies ahead. Think about how many dreams you've put on hold because you thought you weren't ready, or because you were waiting for the perfect time to begin. How many opportunities have you let slip by because you were waiting for everything to align perfectly? The reality is that if you wait for the right time, you'll never take action. There will always be something that feels like it's not quite right, something that makes you feel uncertain or unprepared. But the truth is, you're never going to feel 100% ready. No one ever does. That's why the key to success is not waiting for the perfect moment, but instead deciding that now is the moment to act. Start where you are, use what you have, and take that first step. The rest will follow. There's no such thing as perfect timing. What we have is the present, and that's the only time we can truly make a difference. The best time to take action is now, because the sooner you start, the sooner you'll begin to make progress, no matter how small the steps may seem. You can't change the past, and you can't predict the future, but you have control over today, and that's all that matters. What you do today will shape tomorrow. Every day you wait, you delay your dreams. Every moment you spend waiting for the perfect moment, you're letting fear, doubt, and indecision hold you back. So make the decision today to act. Take that first step, no matter how small. You don't need everything to be perfect. You just need to be willing to move forward. Waiting for the perfect moment is the fastest way to remain stuck in your current situation. Life won't wait for you to be ready. Opportunities don't come with guarantees of perfect timing. They come when you least expect them, and the only thing you can control is how you respond. So stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop convincing yourself that you're not ready. The best time to start is now, because you'll never know what you're truly capable of until you take action. The perfect moment will never come, but the right time to begin is always now. Don't wait for the stars to align. Create your own opportunities by starting today. Every action you take today plants a seed for tomorrow. Think about that for a moment. Everything you do, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, has the potential to shape your future in ways you can't always predict. We tend to underestimate the power of small actions, but in reality, they accumulate and grow over time, leading to incredible transformations. Just as a seed planted in the ground can grow into something magnificent with the right care and attention, the actions you take today, no matter how small, will eventually blossom into something greater. It's easy to feel like your efforts don't matter, especially when you're facing challenges or when results aren't immediate. But the truth is, every action you take is an investment in your future. Imagine you're planting a garden. At first, you may only see tiny sprouts, barely visible above the surface. But as time passes, those little sprouts grow stronger, and eventually they become something you can see, something you can touch, something you can enjoy. Each time you push forward, no matter how small the progress feels, you are planting a seed that, with time, will grow into something much bigger and more meaningful. So many people fail to realize that success is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen in one giant leap. It's built day by day, action by action, decision by decision. The path to success is paved with the seeds of effort that you sow each day. And though those seeds may not always show immediate signs of growth, you can trust that they are there, slowly growing beneath the surface, ready to break through when the time is right. Think about the things you've done in the past. Every decision, every choice, every effort you made has brought you to where you are today. And tomorrow, the actions you take today will shape the person you will become. Each step you take toward your goals, each action you put into motion, even the ones that seem insignificant, is a step closer to the future you desire. Don't get discouraged if things don't change overnight. Understand that growth takes time. Just like a seed doesn't grow into a fully developed tree in a day, your efforts will take time to show results. But the more you keep planting those seeds, the more you'll see the fruits of your labor. The key is consistency. It's the continuous actions, day in and day out, that bring the biggest rewards in the long run. Sometimes the seeds you plant today may not even bear fruit in the way you expect. Not every action you take will lead to a direct result, and not every effort will produce immediate gratification. But what you must remember is that each action builds on the last. Even the actions that don't seem to lead anywhere in the short term are helping you grow, teaching you valuable lessons, and preparing you for the bigger opportunities that lie ahead. You might not always understand how one action fits into the bigger picture, but trust that every step forward is contributing to your eventual success. You can't always see the end result right away, but the more you plant, the more you will eventually have to harvest. The beauty of planting seeds for tomorrow is that the future you create is within your control. Every decision, no matter how small, is within your power. You may not be able to control everything that happens around you, but you can control what you do. You can choose to take action, to put in the effort, to move forward with your goals. Each time you decide to move in the direction of your dreams, you are planting another seed. And over time, those seeds will grow into the life you want to live. What you're doing today matters more than you might think. It's easy to feel like your actions don't matter, especially when you're facing setbacks or challenges. But don't be deceived. Your actions are never wasted. Even when you don't see immediate results, you are laying the groundwork for a bright future. Remember that no tree grows overnight. No dream is realized in a single moment, and no success is achieved without sustained effort. Keep planting those seeds. Keep taking action. Even when you don't see immediate results, keep putting in the work day after day, and eventually you'll start to see the fruits of your labor. And when that moment comes, you'll look back and realize that every action you took, no matter how small it seemed at the time, was an integral part of your journey. Your future is the result of the seeds you plant today. So choose to plant seeds that align with your dreams, with your goals, and with the future you want to create. Every action counts. Stop thinking and start doing. This may sound simple, but for many people, it's one of the hardest things to do. We get stuck in the cycle of overthinking, constantly weighing our options, analyzing every possible outcome, and asking ourselves, what if? We look at our dreams and goals, and instead of taking action, we sit in a place of uncertainty, questioning our decisions. We convince ourselves that we need more information, more time, or a better plan before we can move forward. But here's the truth. Thinking alone won't get you anywhere. No amount of planning, worrying, or contemplating will bring you closer to your dreams. The only thing that will take you from where you are now to where you want to be is action. It's easy to fall into the trap of overthinking because it feels safe. It's comfortable to stay in your mind and think about the possibilities. You don't have to face the uncertainty of the real world when you're in the world of thought. But comfort won't get you where you want to go. Growth happens when you step out of your comfort zone, when you take that first step into the unknown. The reality is we all have dreams, ideas, and aspirations, but most people never act on them because they get paralyzed by overthinking. The fear of failure, the fear of making a mistake, or the fear of not being ready stops them from taking the first step. And the truth is, you'll never feel completely ready. You will never have everything figured out. You won't have all the answers, but waiting for everything to fall into place is a surefire way to stay stuck in place. You don't have to know everything before you start. What you need is the courage to take action, even if it's imperfect. Action is what will teach you, guide you, and push you forward. You learn by doing, not by thinking. Think about it. How many times have you spent hours, days, or even weeks thinking about something only to realize later you could have started much sooner? The time you spend in your head worrying about all the potential obstacles and problems could have been spent taking small actions that would have brought you closer to your goal. The truth is, you won't know what's going to work until you tried that. You can't predict every outcome, and you can't plan for every challenge. But you can act. You can take that first step and learn as you go. Even if you make mistakes along the way, the mistakes will help you grow and get closer to where you want to be. One of the most important things to realize is that perfection is not a requirement for success. Too often, people wait for the perfect time or the perfect conditions before they take action. They think that everything has to line up just right before they move forward. But let me tell you, that perfect moment will never come. You will never have it all figured out, and that's okay. You don't need to wait for everything to be perfect. The only thing you need is the willingness to start. Once you take that first step, things will begin to fall into place. You will begin to see opportunities you didn't see before, and you'll learn things you couldn't have known by just thinking about it. Action brings clarity. It shows you the next step and the next step, but you won't see any of it if you stay stuck in your head, thinking about all the possibilities without moving forward. The key is to start small. You don't have to make a huge leap all at once. In fact, taking small, consistent actions is often the most effective way to make progress. Start with one small task, one little step, and then build from there. Every action you take will lead to the next. And soon, those small steps will add up, and you'll be much further along than you ever imagined. The point is to start. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for permission. If you wait for permission, you may never get it. Instead, give yourself permission to move forward. Give yourself permission to make mistakes, to learn, and to grow. You are the one who controls your destiny. The longer you wait to act, the more opportunities you'll miss. The longer you wait to take that first step, the more time you lose in achieving your goals. So stop thinking and start doing. Action is the catalyst that will bring your dreams to life. You may feel doubt. You may feel fear. But that's part of the process. The key is not to let fear control you. It's okay to feel scared, but don't let it stop you. Take action despite the fear. The more you do, the less fear will have a hold on you. As you begin to take action, you'll gain confidence, and the fear will begin to fade. Remember, you don't have to have everything figured out today. The important thing is to start. Just take that first step, and the rest will follow. Action is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Stop thinking and start doing. It's time to make your dreams a reality. You're stronger than you think. That's a truth that many of us overlook when we're in the midst of life's challenges. When things get tough, it's easy to doubt ourselves, to think that we're not equipped to handle what's in front of us, or that we don't have the strength to keep pushing forward. We tend to forget just how resilient we are, just how much we've already been through and overcome. We allow our fears, our insecurities, and our doubts to cloud our judgment, making us believe that we're not capable of handling the obstacles in our path. But the reality is that you've made it through every challenge you've faced so far. You've survived every tough day, every setback, every failure, and you're still standing. That's proof that you are stronger than you realize. Think about it. There have been times in your life when you thought you couldn't keep going, when you didn't think you had the energy, the courage, or the strength to move forward. And yet, here you are. You kept going, you made it through, and you're still moving forward. You may have faced personal struggles, hardships, or moments of despair, but you didn't give up. That is strength. In those moments of difficulty, it's easy to focus on what we don't have, on what we're lacking, or on the hurdles that seem impossible to overcome. But we often fail to recognize the strength we've gained along the way. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger. Every setback is a chance to build resilience. Even when things seem impossible, you have an inner strength that is constantly pushing you forward. Strength doesn't always look the way we expect it to. We often think that strength means never feeling afraid, never feeling vulnerable, or never facing moments of doubt. But true strength is about continuing to move forward despite those feelings. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about pushing yourself past the fear, past the uncertainty, and into action. Strength is not the absence of fear, it's the ability to move through it. You are far more capable than you give yourself credit for. Think of the times when you face challenges and still come out on top. Maybe you overcame a difficult situation at work, navigated a tough personal crisis, or worked through something that you thought would break you. You didn't let those moments define you. You found the strength to keep going, even when you felt like you couldn't take another step. That's the kind of strength you have within you. It's a power that you may not always recognize, but it's there. The more you push through, the more you build your strength. The more you face adversity, the more you learn about your capacity to handle difficult situations. The challenges you face don't make you weaker, they make you stronger. Every hardship you've encountered has been a lesson in resilience, a reminder that you are capable of more than capable lies. And the more you recognize that strength, the more you'll be able to tap into it when you need it most. It's also important to understand that strength isn't just about physical endurance. Strength is emotional, mental, and spiritual. It's the ability to keep going when your mind tells you to quit. It's the courage to face your fears head on, knowing that even if you don't have all the answers, you still have the ability to figure it out. It's the emotional fortitude to keep pushing through pain, disappointment, or heartache. It's the belief that no matter what happens, you will be okay. And you will. Strength is also about knowing when to ask for help. It's recognizing that even the strongest people need support from time to time. Asking for help doesn't make you weak, it's a sign of strength. It takes courage to reach out when you need it. And that courage is a testament to your resilience. You don't have to go through this journey alone. And just because you ask for help doesn't mean you're not strong. It means you're strong enough to admit that you need it. In every area of your life, you are stronger than you think. Whether it's facing personal challenges, pushing through professional struggles, or simply trying to overcome self-doubt, you have the inner strength to keep moving forward. It's already inside you. You may not always feel it, and you may not always recognize it, but it's there. You are more resilient, more capable, and more powerful than you give yourself credit for. So the next time you face a challenge, when you feel overwhelmed or uncertain, remember this: you've already overcome so much, and you're stronger than you think. You have everything you need inside of you to keep going. Don't let the obstacles in your way convince you otherwise. You've made it through everything life has thrown at you so far, and you will continue to do so, because the strength that's within you is far greater than any challenge that comes your way. Don't let your past define you. We all carry with us a history, a collection of experiences, memories, and decisions that have shaped who we are today. But too often we allow the past to control our present and limit our future. We get stuck in old patterns, held back by mistakes we've made, or weighed down by regrets and disappointments. The truth is, the past is only a part of your story. It doesn't have to be the whole narrative. The person you are today is not defined by the mistakes you've made, the failures you've encountered, or the challenges you faced. You are not the sum of your past. You are the possibility of your future. The past may have taught you lessons, but it does not have to dictate where you go from here. Many people find themselves stuck, unable to move forward because they allow their past to define them. They let old failures haunt them, or they let the memories of past trauma, disappointments, and heartbreaks become the lens through which they see the world. This is a mistake. The past is behind you, and it's time to release its hold over you. Yes, your past has shaped you, and yes, it's a part of your journey, but it's not your identity. You are not your mistakes, and you are not your setbacks. Your past might have struggles, but those struggles are not the final chapter in your life. Just because you make mistakes doesn't mean you are a failure. Just because you faced obstacles doesn't mean you won't overcome them. Just because you've been hurt doesn't mean you can't heal. Your power lies in what you choose to do today. Don't let the stories of your past determine your future. We all have moments where we feel we've failed or missed opportunities, but failure is not permanent. It's an experience, not an identity. Mistakes are not a reflection of who you are. They are simply part of the learning process. If you allow your past to hold you back, you are choosing to remain in a place that no longer serves you. You are not your past. You are the person you choose to become. Too many people limit themselves because of what happened in the past. They look at where they've been and think, I can't move forward because of what I've done or because of what was done to me. But the past doesn't have to determine your future. You have the power to redefine yourself. Every day is an opportunity to begin again, to leave behind what doesn't serve you, and to create a new future. Your potential isn't determined by the mistakes you've made or the difficulties you've faced. It's determined by your actions today, by the choices you make in this moment. What you do right now matters more than what you've done before. It's about shifting your mindset. Instead of viewing your past as a limitation, see it as a source of strength and wisdom. Every mistake, every failure, and every challenge has taught you something valuable. Those experiences have shaped who you are, but they don't define who you can become. The key to moving forward is not forgetting the past, but choosing not to be controlled by it. There's a saying that goes, the only way to predict the future is to create it. You are the author of your story. If you want to change the direction of your life, you don't have to erase your past. You simply have to decide that your past will not decide your future. You have the power to rewrite the script, to make a new choice, and to take the next step toward the life you desire. Don't let your past mistakes, failures, or even the expectations others have placed on you keep you from the life you're meant to live. The world is full of people who have overcome incredible odds, who have turned their lives around, who have taken what was once a weakness and turned it into their greatest strength. And you can do the same. You are not stuck with the person you were yesterday. Every moment is a chance to evolve, to grow, and to make better choices. The more you let go of the past, the more room you create for the present and future to flourish. The past can be a teacher, a reference point, but it should not be the driver of your decisions today. The power to change is in your hands, and it begins with the choice to move beyond what's already happened. Don't let old wounds, past failures, or missed opportunities define who you are now. Every day you wake up is a new chance to become someone better, stronger, and wiser. You are the person who decides what's next, and the next chapter of your life can be whatever you want it to be. So don't look back or don't dwell on past mistakes or regrets. Look forward with hope, with courage, and with the conviction that you have the power to shape the future you desire. Your past may have played a role in who you are today, but it is not the full picture. What's ahead of you is far more important than what's behind you. Keep moving forward, because your future is waiting to be written, and you're the one holding the pen. The best time to start is now. It's easy to get caught in the trap of waiting for the perfect moment, the right circumstances, or the ideal conditions. We tell ourselves that we'll start tomorrow, next week, or when things settle down. We wait for the right opportunity to come along, or we convince ourselves that we need more knowledge, more resources, or more experience before we take action. But the truth is, the best time to start is always now. Waiting for the perfect moment is a fool's errand. It never comes. Life will never be perfectly aligned for you to begin your journey. There will always be obstacles, uncertainties, and challenges that seem to get in the way. But if you continue to wait for everything to be just right, you will delay your success, and worse, you may never get started at all. The key to progress is taking that first step, regardless of the conditions. Every journey begins with a decision to act, not a moment when everything falls into place. Success doesn't come from waiting for the perfect time, it comes from making the most of the time you have now. The truth is, you don't need everything to be in place before you begin. You don't need to have all the answers, all the resources, or all the experience. You just need the courage to start, to take that first step, and the willingness to figure things out as you go along. No one ever feels completely ready when they begin. And that's okay. The most important thing is to start. Once you take that first step, you begin to build momentum, and from there, the path starts to reveal itself. You learn as you go, and each step forward makes the next one easier. Think about it. How many times have you said to yourself, I'll start tomorrow, only to find that tomorrow turns into next week, next month, or even next year? The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take that first step. The more you put off starting, the more you build up resistance to it. Procrastination becomes a habit before you know it. The dream or goal you've been thinking about for so long becomes a distant, unreachable possibility. But the moment you decide to take action, to start now, you break that cycle. You take control of your future instead of letting time slip away. Action is the antidote to hesitation. The longer you delay, the more you feed your doubts, your insecurities, and your fears. But when you take action, even in small ways, you build confidence and your doubts begin to shrink. Each small step you take moves you closer to your goal and proves to yourself that you are capable, that you have what it takes to succeed. And that confidence propels you forward. When you take action now, you are not waiting for a miracle. You are creating your own miracle, one small step at a time. Every action you take, no matter how small it may seem, is a victory. It's a step in the right direction, and that's how momentum builds. One step leads to the next, and before you know it, you've made significant progress. Moreover, there's no time like the present to start, because time is our most precious resource. Once it's gone, we can't get it back. You don't know what tomorrow will bring, and you can't change what happened yesterday. The only time you have is right now. So why wait? If you keep putting things off, you'll look back and realize that you've spent so much time waiting that you missed out on the opportunities that were right in front of you. The longer you wait, the more you lose, not just in terms of time, but in terms of experiences, growth, and potential. You're only guaranteed the present moment, and the best way to make the most of it is by acting on it, by starting now. It's never too early to begin, and it's never too late. Don't wait for everything to be perfect, because perfection will never come. Instead, focus on progress. Start where you are with what you have, and trust that the journey will unfold as you move forward. It doesn't matter where you are on your path right now. What matters is that you take the first step today. Every day you delay is a day you could have been making progress. Every moment you spend waiting for things to be perfect is time wasted. And while you wait, someone else is taking action, learning, and growing. Don't let the fear of imperfection stop you from moving forward. Start now and make progress every day. Starting now doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. It just means you're willing to take that first step. You don't have to see the entire staircase, you just need to take the first step. The more you take action, the more clarity you'll gain. You'll refine your path, adjust your course, and adapt to the challenges that arise. The key is not waiting for the right time, but understanding that the right time is now. And the sooner you begin, the sooner you will move closer to your goals. Every single successful person you admire didn't wait for the perfect moment to start. They took action when the time was uncertain. They made the choice to begin, even though they didn't know exactly how things would turn out. And that's exactly what you need to do. Take that first step and trust that the rest will follow. You'll learn, you'll grow, and you'll make progress. The best time to start is now, because the only way to move forward is to begin.